Hi, Flosstube.
I'm Nancy.
And I'm Laura.
And we are
the Addicted Sisters. Okay, this is a picture of Chuck, Eddie, Nancy, and Laura. We think it's probably from
1975, 76.
somewhere in there.
Probably closer to 76.
Because we have this picture next that has all the kids, and Nancy's son Eric is in there on her lap, and he's that's just how she figured age, and that's mom and dad on the end down there, and all the little grandbabies at that point. So anyway, that's us.
That's
today.
a fun picture. And did you see the paneling?
It was always there perpetually.
Sometimes it was green too. I had green in my bedroom.
We had green. Mom painted every room of the house green and a different shade of green.
Yeah. My bedroom at one point was avocado green.
Yeah, they were not this pretty green like Nancy's room.
It was dark avocado.
And then there were some bright spots.
Yeah.
So
anyway, it was fun.
So welcome to our Flosstube number 56. Today is Saturday, March 30th.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your coming here and stopping by. We love all your comments. May not respond to all of them, but we do read them, and we love seeing them. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I was noticing there was still some snow outside the window.
Oh, it's coming in waves today. You know, I got up about just a little before 9, and I kept looking along the fence row, and I'm like, well, that looks like snow out there. And then all of a sudden, it started snowing again.
They had said there could be some accumulation, but that it would be too warm to stay around once it, once daylight hit.
Yeah, I could see it lined out on my deck. You know, but they're big fat flakes too sometimes.
I brought a couple of sleeves to show you. First of all, Katie, so my family is Love You More Studio. I think I never say that. And then every once in a while somebody will go, oh, I didn't know that was you. So yes, it is. We are Love You More Studio, which if you are looking us up online is Love You More Studios with the S.com. And that is linked below in our little bio information. But I brought a couple sleeves with me because we are coming up, we just did Nature restock, but we are coming up to anniversary week.
Ooh.
So in the beginning we made sleeves made to order. Now we've switched to a ready-made system. So everything that you see on the site now is ready to go. But what it meant in the beginning is that all of the fabric didn't get cut down. It only got cut when we needed something.
Oh, okay.
And then we only cut what we needed.
Yeah.
So
and then you had that all on hand.
Yeah. So we've just had stacks of fabric. So we are going through and clearing all that out. During anniversary week, everything on the site is going to be 25% off.
Woo!
It's a big deal. No rep codes on top of that, obviously, but everything will be on sale. So I brought a couple to show you that I really like. This one is called Heat Wave, and it's a batik with all this shimmer. Look at the back. The back had this really pretty blues.
The front's more orange and the back's more blue.
Yeah, it's just
cool.
I just love it. Cool. And this is vintage, you can tell, because this is a sew-on label, and we've switched to the iron-on label. Yep. And inside we use this foil that we just love. This one there's one that is gold like this that has white inside, but this one is that kind of, it's almost muslin colored.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty.
But I love this one. I'm not sure if we have more of this one available, but Katie was going through the models that she had kept to take pictures, and she said, Mom, I don't know if I really want this one. I'm like, me, because batiks, because batiks. But another one that I really, really like, and this one we actually released yesterday, so there are just a few left. I don't know if the other full-size one is gone, but there were some standards too. We call this one Entomology. And I just love this. It kind of reminds me, there's one of my hairs up there. Kind of reminds me of an encyclopedia, and like somebody's really been taking notes and things because there's stuff stamped on it. And I think at one point I still didn't get it. At one point there's like a stain oh, maybe it's just
Maybe
these
that.
feel like
Mhm.
stains. But it, it just is cool fabric. And inside is tree bark.
Oh, okay. That's what I was seeing, but I thought, is that
Mhm.
what I'm seeing?
So it just kind of went with that. And
Very cool.
I love this one. I've loved this from the beginning. So when I was making some more, I said, mine. And
It's
look,
very
it has,
retro looking.
it is. I have all these bees and bugs down the side.
Mm-hmm.
So, entomology.
Very cool.
But those are the two I brought with me to show you today. And that shows you the two sizes. We get
Yeah.
asked that question. So, if I can get my corners kind of matched up down here. This is a standard size. This is a full size.
and so what goes in those?
Well,
Like if you say iPad.
my iPad mini, I carry in this and I have a good pinch to get to it. I know that you can put a full-size iPad in here with no case or with a skinny case. And this one, I used to carry everything under the sun. People with bigger cases on their iPads will like a full-size. Also, okay, so a half-page chart, which I don't think I have. Well, maybe I do down here. A half-page chart, so like this, will go in here really easily with all of the supplies. Do you see that? And the other one, the full size, I've got a book down in here, so it may not slide
I
as
thought
well.
it looked a little thicker.
So anyway, a full size chart
Fits
will go
perfect.
right in. And it is, I mean, I'm that far in. So it'll go in, all your supplies would go in,
Good.
and it just makes a nice size
Because
for
we
that.
all know cross-stitch pattern sizes.
And then we have a third size that we just have moved away from because it's been harder to get Kindles out of it. But sometime around Memorial Day, and we'll have to figure out exactly when, we're going to have a Kindle drop where that's all we're going to list, our
okay.
Kindles.
Okay.
And it will be whatever we have, that's it. There are no more.
So will any of those be in this special one that's coming up?
No.
Okay.
We're
You're gonna hold
just
them all.
going to do them, yeah.
Okay.
For one thing, we already sell them really inexpensively, so at 25% off, we'll lose money.
Gotcha. Not a
But
good thing.
no. But anyway, it'll be a good thing, and we have a few soaps left. Nancy loves her Secret Garden soap just to look pretty in her.
Mhm.
She likes that it says Secret Garden is
Yeah.
what she likes.
That's what I like.
And anyway, that's it.
Very
So
cool.
we have a lot of comments, and I know we wanted to talk about.
It's an I too, yes.
Well, I thought so, and then I wrote it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about them?
Well, there were a lot of comments on the creeper comment. So I apologize to Vicki and Doug. I really didn't mean to be creeping on you. But that's IX Stitch is the name of their
Floss tube.
floss tube. All I could think of was channel. And I'm like, no, but
Well, it is kind of,
Yeah. But I really appreciated that, Vicki, that you went in and you guys showed
lamb's
lamb's
wool.
wool
Let me help with the words today, Nancy. It's okay.
and the difference between Jobelin and linen. You're correct. Linen is the one that I like because it is stiffer and I just like the coloration of that much better. The Jobelin's very pretty.
Yes, I loved when you held them up together because wow.
But the Jobelin is more solid
And
it's
smooth
It's
looking.
soft and I like that hard, crisp lamb's wool linen.
When you want that
I
look,
like
that's what you want.
This,
Yeah.
it's thick.
So,
And I think this is a Witchell. So she suggested that I look at other Witchell linens and maybe work on some of those. And you're right. I'm going to.
I know that CC and Company has a lot of Witchell linens bagged up that we could buy.
Oh,
And I've had my
okay,
eye
good.
on one that's about the color of Nancy's shirt, which I feel like maybe I need to move back a little so that I'm not in
So
your
that
light.
I'm not you still in my life.
But also, Vicki and Doug, Vicki said she had previously kitted up Family Treasures 3 and told us a story
Yeah.
about how Marilyn didn't want anybody to have.
We're really dark.
We are dark. Do we need the light? We're gonna do a little adjustment here. It kind of makes a glare, but we're just gonna fight with this because otherwise.
We're tired of sitting in the dark.
Yeah. But anyway, Marilyn wouldn't allow anyone to put up any pictures of her work.
Stitched pictures.
Because she thought people would reverse chart it. I'm not that interested in doing that much work.
Me either.
And Vicki pointed out that the people who were going to do that stuff just bought one copy and then shared it with everybody they knew.
Copied it. Yeah.
So,
and you're going to get busy on that, huh? Can't wait to see it.
And then I love Doug's fabric.
Yes, that was beautiful. Doug, you can send some of that my way if you want.
We would love that. I especially love the dirty, grungy oil change rag. But I also love the purples. There were some beautiful ones.
I liked all of them. The purples, the pinks, the blues. They had some really pretty things that you could use like for Halloween. There were oranges and
Doug's
browns.
getting some really good modeling with things. I love it.
Beautiful.
He's doing a good job.
Beautiful.
And he started with some floss and has done some of that. And they talked about that he had floss all ready to go and dumped out the dye. Forgot to do the floss. I'm sure he's done some other by now.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I watched all of their videos and caught up with them and got to know them a little bit. And all I have to say is, I've looked at cross stitch from both sides now, from front and back, and still somehow it's cross stitch illusions I recall. I really don't know cross stitch at all. That's for you, Vicki, your words. Nancy obviously did not watch that episode, and I told her before this, don't have a reaction if something happens. But Vicki wrote that, and she said, oh, I wish I could sing. So, there you go, Vicki.
What the heck?
That's not what she really thought. It had a couple of these on the end. But anyway.
I was trying to be real calm through the whole thing, though. I waited till you got done.
But that was, Vicki wrote that.
Okay.
And I thought that was so cute that she just adapted it. And it was just a fun thing.
Uh-huh.
But, so our other questions, a lot of them are just comments about the pajama party stuff. You guys really embraced it, came up with some great snacks. Karen's keepsakes, Karen said that she was hungry at 11 o'clock at night because of the snack question. And believe me, we've been hungry because of the snack question.
Oh, yeah.
And I love this. Candace Slub Lover Stitches says she tuned in Saturday morning and was happy to find she was dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
We planned that, you know.
Michelle said 111 days. Yay! So here's our new countdown.
104. Oh my goodness.
Are you guys getting ready?
Woo.
We are. And then the 1952 trouble. And I did not look up your first name. I'm so sorry. But she said she lives kind of close to Heart's Desire. She said what city she lives in, and I'm just not going to say that.
Yeah.
But she lives kind of close to Heart's Desire, and she has to limit herself.
I believe it.
It's hard when you go in there.
It's hard.
You know what I do? When we go in, I gather all the stuff that I like and I take it back to the table.
Yep.
And then at the end,
Just
I
sit
sort
with
it.
for a while.
Yes! If you have time to go sit and stitch, it's perfect.
Uh-huh.
But I lay things out and then I sort through and decide what really has to come home with me.
Yes, I think that's the way to do it because otherwise you'll end up with so many things that you like, but
You're just kind of...
yeah, you're just on the fence with.
And sometimes Nancy and I will both pick up a copy of something, which if we really both want to stitch it right then, we're going to buy.
Right.
But if it's something that we're just kind of like, we both like, then we're both happy to pass the stash to the other.
Right.
So, but she also said she's only stitched on 18 count Ada and she wants to try linen, but she doesn't really know how to get started.
Yeah.
So
I saw that one.
I would say that what you probably want now, I am the linen snob, remember this. I would say what you really want to start on is an even weave because all of the little holes are going to be even.
Yeah.
And with
It'll be
linen,
much closer to the Ada, the way the
Yes.
Ada stitch looks.
and those ladies at Heart's Desire would be happy to get you started.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
are so helpful. But if you, when you move to linen, I don't know if I have a good piece of linen to show all the different slubs and things. This one kind of is. But linen gets real slubby. You know what we mean? Thick and thin pieces. Do you have a piece of linen right here? This one. Here we go. If I pull just the front, it'll work. So this is a linen. And I should have our board. Hey, which Nancy must have put out for me. So I didn't have to fall over
Contort.
backward. Okay, so this, if you can see it, I wonder if the red side's better for this.
Make it darker.
Yeah. Do you see how there are patches where you can see that it's thicker threads? Can you see them while I'm holding it?
Well, I know what I'm looking for. So can you push it in closer to the camera? There you go.
You can
See
see
how-
thick and thin threads.
See, here's some thick threads, and then these are all thinner. And see, they're through here. Got it?
So that's what linen will do, and I love that. Nancy, not so much.
I'm okay with it if it doesn't start wobbling on me.
Warping and wefting.
Yeah, because it will, some linens are so loose that it's hard to keep your stitches in straight.
I don't know that I
don't
can
have to put
get
it back
this.
up, just-
I thought the hole would bother you through the video.
You know your
I'll sit up very straight
It's in the
today.
hole.
There we go. But anyway, so I would suggest that you try an even weave because an even weave is going to have evenly distributed threads.
Yeah. Now, if she stitches on 18, does that mean she should go to 36? Or would you should suggest she starts lower?
Well, okay, so when she's, you know this, but when she's doing this, if you get a 28 count, that's going to equal to 14 count. However, that may be easier. I would suggest you start with something small. Like Nancy's going to show you this piece that's this big. See, I'm not going to show you very much because she gets to show it. But anyway, if you start with something smaller like that on a 28 count just to try it out,
Yeah.
this one would actually be really good because all the stitches are close together.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't have to count a lot, and you can see how you feel about that. But start with something smaller that you like,
Yeah.
and stitch it. Always stitch something that you like, because if you stitch things you don't like, you'll
Then-
associate
yeah.
it, and that'll be it. But once you've tried it, I would say, move to what you're comfortable with.
Right.
We use, Nancy likes 28, and I'll use 28, 32, 30, 36, sometimes
No,
40.
30 is easy to stitch on for me too. It's good. But it all depends on, like I'm at the store and I just look, can I see those holes?
It depends on the
Because-
manufacturer.
Yeah, if some of them, it could be a 28, but the holes are so dang tight. They're like a 32, 36.
We love Maryland's.
Yeah.
Picture
PCP.
This Plus, the Colorscapes fabric.
Yes.
But Marilyn washes hers so that the color is set.
Mhm.
And you can always wash her fabrics, and that's lovely. But it also means that her fabric is tighter.
Because it shrinks a little bit.
Yeah. I ended up giving away some 40 count pieces of her linen just because it's just, I fight with it. And
Yeah.
if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to stitch it.
And there are ways to stretch her fabric and make it bigger,
But I stitch in hand.
yeah.
And I bought some Q-snaps, and I did stretch my piece out, and
It just still didn't work for you.
yeah, it's just not as comfortable.
Okay.
If I stitched at a table, I'd probably be okay with the frame because it wouldn't bother me so
Yeah.
much to have that.
Yeah.
But
But because we lay out in our recliners.
yeah. So that's our recommendation anyway. And then I love this. Ruth Balzer said that she saw the beginning of our video, and so she went and put her PJs on to join the fun. Good for
Yay!
you, Ruth. We love that. We had a good time in our PJs.
Yeah.
And then she asked me, how do I count my stitches for homework in the School of Magical Stitches and Literature? School of Magical Stitching and Literature, Stitches and Literature. I'm close anyway, closer than I normally am. But I have a couple of different methods. Excuse me, that frog is attacking me this morning.
Yeah, it's just the day.
Either I'll just count as I go, which is not a big hard thing for me. And if I get off count, I just go count how many I've done. I can count at the end. Sometimes I pre-count, like one that I'm going to show you today.
Oh, okay.
I did not finish a motif because I had hit my stitch count. And I know that I'll use it for other homework, so I don't want to put in extra stitches. I put in a few extra in case I'm off, just to keep myself honest.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I sometimes do is that I just get a piece of paper and a pen next to me, and I will just write down, when I do a group of stitches and I'm done with that, I'll write down how many I did. Or if I'm like, I need to count something, then I will write down how many stitches I've already done.
Gotcha.
So that I can count and start over and not have to worry about it, and then I just add. I've seen people use knitting counters, and they're just tracking when they're doing stitches. I don't know if they're doing like a certain group and then they're clicking that thing. I mean, but I may put in 50 stitches before I do something. I can just see me sitting there, click, 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 trying to get that.
No, 50.
So that's what I do. I've got a couple different methods, and I just do what's comfortable.
Whichever works for you.
Mm-hmm. But it's pretty easy to find a spot on the pattern and just count it, and maybe write down how many will be in that whole motif so that you know what's going to be there.
And then you can just stitch and not worry about it.
And this week I was working on 3 projects at once, and I kept all 3 totals in my head for days.
Oh my God.
So I did double check myself because I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get off a stitch. Who hasn't gotten off a stitch in their stitching? Come on.
Well, I mean, in my counts.
But I mean.
So, oh yeah, I'll tell you guys the woes of my stitching this week when I get that far. So, we need a question of the week, Nancy. We should ask, do you count your stitching? And how do you count?
Okay, that works for me.
I'm going to write it down. Do you ever count your stitches?
No.
You have to talk for a minute, Nancy. I'm writing.
That was the answer. No, I don't count my stitches. I don't worry about it. It just, what I want is the finished product. So that's what I focus on.
I've been having a lot of fun with the Harry Potter group. You guys all know that, and I have never been a stitch counter. But I have been amazed at how many stitches I put in.
Well, and you're more motivated by those kind of things.
I like goals.
Yeah. And not that I'm not a goal person, but my goal is to get to the finish, not all the information in between. So
it's kind of nice, though, when I'm doing a big piece that I know, hey, I put in 1,100 stitches this week on that, or I did,
There are a lot more stitches in even a little bitty piece than you would ever dream possible.
I know, because I started working on one that I'm going to show in a while here, and I needed to get 500 stitches on it, and I only have one little part left to do. And I thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to have 500 stitches.
Right here, I know this is over 100 stitches, these 2 lines.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So, but I'll show you this one, and I'll show you what 500 stitches looks like.
Okay.
So, okay, we are up to finishes. Nancy, take it away.
Sorry, Sonny has been wanting to sit on my lap all morning.
He has been really lovey. He's been
mad
butting
at
us.
me. Okay, I had to finish. I don't even know if I showed it.
Showed it. I don't think you showed it because you were told it during the pajama party.
Okay, it is called Bird on an Egg by Bend Creek. Ta-da!
Woohoo!
It's one of those little freebie patterns freebie pattern that I got when we were out in Wichita at Heart's Desire, and they provided the fabric, which I think is a Witchelt, and then all the flosses, which they had converted to weeks. So there's my little guy. Ain't he cutie?
He is cute.
So that was my finish.
Does your bird have a name? Michelle names all her
No.
things, you know.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe his name is Speckle.
So that was that. Do I go on to this?
You can show all your things. That's fine.
Okay.
You can show whatever you want. Do you want to do this after I show my finish?
Yeah.
So do you want me to show
Yeah.
my... Okay.
Do yours.
So guess what? You know, I told you last week I forgot to bring my finish. So I have a Bent Creek also. We love Bent Creek. And mine is Begin. And
I really like this piece.
yeah, me too. It's all wrinkly. You want to hold that end?
Sure.
We're not even going to open it up the rest of the way. This is it.
Woohoo!
I was so excited. I did put the little star in. Yeah. So let's go from your end because that's, and you're going to have to pull and tell me when we get there. I think we made it. So I love this one, and I love all the quirky little trees. And this is a mix of DMC and overdyed flosses.
Come on.
And it was really kind of fun. And I loved all the little buttons. And I wasn't sure about the snowflakes because they're kind of hard to see. But I think with the buttons,
Yeah.
you
it
can
pops
see them
out
just
a little
fine.
bit more.
Look at that fun line of trees.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
all the little cardinals. And
Yeah, it was
they're
just
so cute. Oh, he
it was
wants
just
on your
fun.
lap now.
Hi, Sonny. Hi, buddy. Yes, you're so handsome. You can come to my lap. Come on. Come over here, because your mama's going to show stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So, you guys know that I had all of those finishes. I told you I had them all up on the shelf over there. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10.
9 that I finished into pin cushions. So I wanted to show you where I was at on them. I've only fully finished one. So I've got Welcome Spring, and this one is by Little House. I put,
Oh, you used your soft wool.
I did. Because he's a lammy. So I've got that one. And then Wilhelmina, which I think is also by Little House. So I did her. And then I put this
Or is
pretty-
Wilhelmina Plum Street? I would have to
I
look
don't
her up.
remember now. But then I put this pretty rose fabric on the back. So isn't that pretty with that? Doesn't that look cool? Now, Amazing Grace.
The Nebby Needle.
Okay.
I'm
And then I put
always a good resource.
this little calico on the back. Because this is something Mom liked, this song, and this is the fabric I used for her. So, and then I got into Halloween. I did my little witches.
It's Plum Street, that one.
Plum Street, okay.
Wilhelmina was Plum
Wilhelmina
Street.
was Plum Street, thank you. So I got my best witches, and I used my Halloween on that.
And that one was, oh, I can see it, Waxing Moon.
Waxing Moon. Okay, now.
This one, I'm not sure. I can't remember, and I have that pattern.
So it's a little squirrel in relief. Isn't that pretty? I like that with my Halloween fabric.
It's really cute.
And then I did,
It's Scarlet House.
this is a test for Laura. Pumpkins and Bittersweet with my Halloween fabric. Slansha.
This is by the Sunflower Seed.
Yeah.
And I say aw because Anita is no
She's
longer with
gone.
us, so.
So, and then Laura gave me this pattern. So I used some fabric that she gave to me, which is batik too. But look how pretty it goes with that floss. Isn't
I
that
love
nice?
boutiques, you guys.
Love that. And then birds.
That's hindsight.
Hindsight, yeah. I could see the little...
Do you see my fingers? This is my brain thinking. I think they were down low enough. Maybe you didn't see it, but I'm frequently doing this.
So it's a little bird with all the little charms on it, and I just use a pretty floral on the back of it. So I show you all of those because they're in different
Stages
of finish, and then I'll have to decide what I want to do with them. Because, like Amazing Grace, you know,
Oh.
I always think of fluffing them all up with the lizard litter.
You cut that out.
But after I got it all sewn, I thought, you know what? I kind of like it flat. So maybe I'll figure out some way to just make it a flat, or just put in some batting and just make it thin and not a real big fat one. So the different things you can do, and then I haven't added any trims or anything yet, and that will really change the piece. Now, if you guys remember this piece, I finished it up this morning, and on the back I've got this white polka dot, and I have a pink polka dot on the end. So let me turn it right side up. And
Important things.
Yeah, this is I Am the Thread is what it's called. And I just loved that little piece. I added this beautiful, beautiful lace out here at the edge, and then that ribbon. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. We did all of that this morning, Bob, before Laura got here.
I was slow this morning.
So
I don't really think this one has been. I'm sitting here trying to find that one, and I'm thinking that maybe it was a freebie, but I don't think it's Bent Creek. Yeah, I want to think that it's.
But I'll try to fully finish one of these every week so you can see what's going on with it.
And by the time she finishes it, then we'll figure out the name of that one, because
Yeah.
I know I have that at home.
And, you know, but some of them, I don't know that I'm going to add trim on them. I might just leave them as they are. I might add trim.
I like some of mine plain with nothing else on them.
I mean, like this little guy. There's no space for trim really, but I might be able to stick a rickrack on the edge.
You know what I think would be fun? That fuzzy
stuff.
Oh, see, we had that idea at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I went, ooh,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But this one, she is so tight to the edge because
Yeah.
I used just a little scrap of fabric, that I don't know that I can add any, unless I add it from the back and just make it stick out around the edges.
Mm-hmm. Or you could find something fuzzy to put around the edges of it to be your sheepy.
I don't know. And this guy, no matter how hard I tried, he came out crooked. So we're just living with it.
Yep.
So that is that.
That's fun. Okay, next up we have stash. What'd you get?
I bought a box
Oh.
from, how do you say this? Reflets de Soie.
Silks, huh?
So,
Wow.
and she was so sweet, you know.
I love her handwriting.
Isn't that pretty? Look at it.
You gotta show your address.
Oh, I don't care. They all know where I live. So it came in a very plain little box, but it's a box nonetheless. And she's got it all wrapped in tissue.
Ooh.
You know, pretty.
So cool.
So I got a piece of Zweigert, 16 count, so it's 32.
Yes, must be.
32 linen. She gave me this little
A green pack of fun things, huh?
Avera Soie.
And it tells the different kinds that are in there. Soie d'Alger, soie perlée. Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
I was wondering when she was going to stall out.
Métallis, TR4, soie surfine. Super fine, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And ruban de soie. Okay, Lisa, Kindred Stitcher, did I just butcher it?
So this is what that is. Isn't that pretty? All of that. And then she sent this cute little bag.
There's some cool stuff. Oh.
And it had
Oh, cool.
this ribbon in it.
Can you see
not
that?
ribbon. What do you call that?
It's a trim.
Trim of beads.
That's cute.
All beads. And then a little box of different colored greens and orange beads.
Pretty.
Isn't that pretty? This one,
It's,
le pearls.
uh-huh.
But then look at these little.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I just love that.
So
Isn't that
cool.
So that was my package. Wasn't that fun? Oh, and look what I got to go with all of that stuff.
So you didn't get everything to do this, but
Well, I pretty much did.
I mean, you don't have any blue or
No.
pink.
But I got a lot of the what am I trying to say? I mainly got the greens,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of greens in here.
Right.
So there's just a few purples and some pinks and some blues. So isn't that the cutest little design?
And they do chart this all in DMC also,
Uh-huh.
so you can do.
I can do a mix. And it's a nice big chart. It's this whole size.
That
So,
is nice,
I like that.
and it's new.
Yeah. Yeah. Box Ephemerae Mars
So March 2019.
2019. Oh, come on, Sonny. I'm trying to steal the show here, aren't you?
Baby. He's so funny.
So that is what I got.
Hey.
Could hardly wait to ship. Oh, one more thing.
Ooh.
I got a pen. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that lovely?
So cool.
Like that. Is there anything else in this little bag?
I love the little card that these are
Isn't-
on even. That is, it's pretty.
Yeah, they look like they're tacked on there, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
they
try.
are. Are you going to make them into needle minders?
I am, but I want to try really hard to save that little card.
Yeah, I bet you can get it because I think it's just like sticky stuff.
Yeah, I hope so.
I brought something, and I don't know that I told this story yet, but when we were at retreat, I bought a bag from Judy, and I got home, and my daughter said, "Oh, you bought Tula," and I'm like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, you bought a Tula pink from Judy," and I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "That purple one, that purple one." It is. It's an owl. You see the owl? Here's his head. Here's his beak, his eyes. You got it now, right? But the funny part was that we were visiting Judy
I'm
recently.
making noise.
We were visiting Judy recently, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Judy, you had some Tula pink fabric," and Katie was giving me a hard time about it. And Judy goes, "Well, I don't even know what you're talking about." And I said, "Well, you know, that fabric that you gave me has owls on it." And she said, "It what?" So I had to show her that it had owls. But this is a cool little thing. I should show it to you like this. So I get this little flat mat, and look at the back, really pretty. This on the front. And it has snaps in every corner.
I love these things.
So you snap these together. And, oops, one more, come on.
They're hard to.
From the back, I'm like, you
Yeah.
know, normally I would look at it. But
It's hard to snap sometimes, just because snaps are hard.
And it makes this cute little tray that you can carry with you and put all of your stuff in. It keeps track of like all your scissors and
Your floss sticks to
yeah.
it.
You can put your bag in, your floss bag in here, your bobbin, whatever you're using, and you can put all your little orts in here. And then at the end of the day, all you do is just pop it open and you can take it home and
Yep.
you're done.
It lays flat in your bag.
So Judy will have some bags and some of these trays to bring with her.
Yes, at retreat.
And I want to tell you that evidently I said, "Oh, Judy does beautiful florals." Well, that's what I buy.
Yeah, well, you got your frog.
Yes, but
I mean, it does have a little bit of flower on it, but
typically what I
Yeah.
buy from Judy, I mean,
or what happens is by the time we get to look at them, they've been picked over and that's what's left. So the flowers are left.
except I saw all those to start off with, and I grabbed them before anybody could grab
Yeah.
them. But evidently Judy and some of the other people who know her are all screaming, "No, she likes cute animals and things." And when we were looking at her fabric, she does have a lot of
does.
cute animals. I mean, those foxes are fun. She has some fun, just all sorts of things.
I was trying to see if I had anything else that was different from her. Those are both florals over there. My tray
Yeah.
is in the other room.
Nancy and I like the florals.
But it's a beautiful.
So look at my crazy frogs. And I bought this because we used one as a giveaway at our retreat.
My
Excuse
little
me.
tray has birds and birdhouses on it, so it's real cute.
I think I'm messing up where everything goes now. That's okay. Actually, these probably
Just
both go in
muddle
here.
through.
Oh, excuse me. That's really getting me now. I just have to get everything back in order. But that was mine. And these little trays, they're not really expensive. And they're such a nice thing to carry with you.
Yes.
So
yes.
this one matches my bag.
Keisha won't take hers with her when she travels because she's afraid she'll lose it. But that's how much she loves it. So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, and then
Pass the stash. Pass the stash.
woohoo.
I have a design that is a blackbird. It's called Hats Off to Uncle Sam. That I am happy to pass on to someone else. So can you see here's your little design here. And this hat behind it was made so that you'd put your pincushion inside of it and hide it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you want to ask a question?
yeah, we need to do something. What should we ask?
We could ask, what's your favorite patriotic celebration? Because it doesn't have to be U.S. It could be...
Yeah, that would work, I guess. How do you celebrate patriotically?
So, there's Chinese... so there's Chinese New Year, and there are all sorts of
Yeah.
cool things with it. And, I mean, every country has something.
I'm sure England doesn't celebrate 4th of July.
But they have Boxing Day, they have
Yes.
Christmas, they
Yes.
have, whatever.
So what's your favorite holiday and how do you celebrate it? Okay.
Don't say giveaway. Don't say...
Freebie.
Yeah.
Yeah, none
Please
of
be 18. Please be a
that.
subscriber.
Mhm.
Which maybe we'll check, maybe we won't check, but we'd like you to be a subscriber.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you that we had a giveaway for our 2K
Mhm.
and never heard from the person. So we have decided that they're not really a subscriber.
Right. So we're going to hold it for a little bit.
Because
And
you guys are prolific.
almost at 25.
So we'll do it at 25 and maybe there'll be more added to
Yeah.
it.
So answer that question and we'll draw from the responses.
Yep.
Next week.
Yes. So then we're up to whips and plans.
Whips and plans.
So you finished a project, so what are you
I
working
did.
on?
And I started working
I
on
love this bag. It's upside down on the back, yeah.
birds. Somebody said, it's birds and butterflies. What's not to love? But I like it because it's got the old print on it too.
And
you
are
know?
these stamps on it too? It looks like it. A
Some,
stamp
uh-huh.
and some music.
Yeah, and there's some postcards.
It's like a bunch of ephemera.
Yeah, I just love this stuff. And it's pretty inside too.
Mhm.
Orange is not really my color, but yeah, I love it with this.
But it matches the
It matches
boxes,
a lot of
yeah.
things I have. Okay, so I am working on your guess. And I'm doing this for the retreat. So I'm going to show you where I'm at.
Woohoo!
I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's my gift, my exchange piece.
So some of you are going to know what that is, and some of you
Some
are
of
not.
don't. If you know what it is, don't say, please.
Zip the lip, lock it, throw away the key.
But I've been having a lot of fun stitching on it at work, so that's why what I'm working on.
The kids at school love to say that. Zip it, lock it, throw away the key.
So it's whips and plans.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I am planning on starting something else too. I keep
So
trying.
you can stitch in company.
Yeah.
Ooh, I see checks. I'm excited.
Yellow
Oh,
I'm gonna do my fresh eggs
that's cute. Can I do the carrot?
after I'm done. But I pulled out all of the flosses last night, and I'm short 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow.
So these are what I have so far. They're kind of hard to see.
Really pretty though.
But you know, also as I'm sleeping, I'm thinking, look, there's a red chicken. Mm-hmm. I've got a beautiful over dye up there. I think I'm going to replace that. I wonder if I have an over dye for the yellow. I wonder if I have an over dye for the black. I wonder if I have an over dye for the white.
And then an over dye for the blue to do fresh.
I don't know. So I might just,
Are you going to do eggs in white? Because I would kind of wonder if it would show.
Well, eggs can be speckledy, but
yeah. But I mean, I would wonder if it would show on here.
I know it's very hard to see.
Or maybe you could back stitch them.
So this is one of the whites that they used. So it's not really a white; it's an off.
Mm-hmm.
But something, I don't know. I'm going to try it out. But I think I'm going to over dye my hens because
they'll stand out.
Because they're mine. I just like that. So
that's cool.
And then I had to put it in my fox bag.
Oh, the chickens and the foxes.
In the hen house.
You're funny.
So,
but I plan things like that too. Like I have green projects I have my green project in my frog bag.
I think a lot of people do that. They pull out their Christmas stuff and they put them in Christmas bags or Halloween and Halloween bags, whatever.
Well, and I think I've said I have a patriotic bag, and I have put a whole bunch of patterns in there, and I bought a couple of big chunks of heroic fabric from Picture This Plus, and those pieces are in there too. And as I find things that I think are going to go with my patriotic stuff, I may stick things in there. So.
Well, and I think this, I've cut off of this. So see, I've got a thing. I got a lot of fabric left, but I think it will come over to about here when I cut it. Well, I have another design over there that I think will fit perfect right down in here. And then I'll still have all of this left to do something else on. And I've got something planned for it too.
Woohoo!
Letters from Mom.
Oh, cool.
I think that'd be cute on here. So,
I'll be interested to see you do that one because I like that piece and I just am not sure what I want to do. If I want to just get, okay, excuse me, you have a great big thread now.
I was seeing it on my legs, so. Excuse me.
I'm not sure if I want to do all of the pieces of the letters from Mom.
Yeah.
Or if I just want to do the main envelope.
I personally am probably just going to do the envelope.
Are you going to write letters and put in it?
No, I'm going to carry my stuff. I'm going to make it into a project bag. But, I'll have her stuff in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you guys know, I carry
your little scissor fob?
Yeah, I carry Mom with me. So, I really like
And that's the one, Keisha said that's the very first fob she got that she's ever had, and she won't carry it outside of the house.
Yeah.
So she had to get different scissors to carry with her. We love that.
Yeah, she's got all of Mom's wooden buttons.
Yes, they're cool.
Yeah.
They're just such fun things, so. Okay, so those are your plans,
It's really
huh?
funny. Sorry, it's really funny at work though because I'll get those scissors out to snip, and it's at lunch, and everybody's kind of looking at her like, "What's that noise?"
I of course was affected by the School of Magical Stitching and
I
Literature.
thought I heard somebody right there. Sorry.
Oh, I think it was me moving my foot down here.
Oh, okay.
I was affected by the School of Magical Stitching and Literature. And we had to do a couple of things, but we got interrupted during the week, and we had to stitch on Christmas break. So we needed to stitch a Christmas or winter themed project. Well, I've been dragging my feet on this, and I keep talking about it. It's the Peace on Earth, and it was the Peace on Earth Sal from, oh, cool. This is where this is, and I know, okay. Thank you. That just helped me solve a problem. It is by Cottage Garden Samplings, Vinnie Tan, this one she
Pardon?
just recently re-released as a
Yes,
chart.
Yes, I saw that.
Mine is from the Winter 2015 Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine. I can't get the book to close now. It looks like this.
What's wrong?
There it is. My page is loose,
Yeah.
so I always have to keep track of it. But anyway, so I have been done with all of this, and this is all I have left. And I purposely saved the bird because I knew I would like that. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not sure there's 500 stitches in there.
Had you already done the poinsettias too?
Everything is done
Okay.
except the bird and that corner.
Bird.
But
Wow.
this is 500 stitches. Do you
So,
see that?
All of this and this part, right?
Yeah,
Right through
not
there.
the snowflakes, just the branch and the bird.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
500 stitches in that, and I haven't even.
You are darn close, though.
Yep. So I got quite a bit in. There's more of this color, and okay, I looked at this and it was charted in copper, and I did not like the copper, so I changed it over here.
Yeah.
See how it's real
Yes,
orangey here?
I do.
I can show you guys what I'm talking about.
Here, I'll hold this.
Okay, so in the house, you see that it's real coppery in here.
And that his breast is real coppery.
So I changed it. Look at my house
See the
next to the
difference?
picture. So in there, I just used a little bit darker
I like
red.
that darker brick.
So this is what color I'm using up
And
in
so,
here too.
yeah, so she's used instead of the copper on his breast, that
Yep.
darker red. I like that.
And he'll be more like this. He'll be
Yeah.
more subtle.
Yeah.
But I
Which
just
cardinals really are. You know, they're red. They're not copper.
I just wanted it to be what I wanted it
Yeah.
to be.
Well, that's
So-
the beauty of cross stitch. You
Oh.
can personalize it.
Actually, this was 600 stitches because we had to do 600 for that.
Oh, okay.
And then
That's a few measly hundred.
well, and I really counted to get
Does it
to
go
that.
in there?
Yeah, it does. And then another part of my homework was to stitch on something that that makes me happy. Well, this has been making me really happy. Green on Green by Rosewood Manor. And see these trees right here? Well, I had the first one in. And I got it in fine. And then I went to the next one, and I stopped close to the top because I just ran out of floss at that point. And I went on, I started from the bottom on the third one because I stitch from the bottom up if I can. And I got part way up and I realized that not only was I off in the third one, but I was off in the second one clear down, like almost to the bottom. So I probably ripped out about 300 stitches this week on this thing. And I did get them put back in. And there's that. And I was
I like
telling
that.
you that I would talk to you about my counting. So when I counted, I gotta get like this way maybe.
Okay.
When I counted this little motif, it still has two pieces. Two of these little.
This little motif.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a butterfly right now,
Yeah, it
right?
does.
It's really like a little bush or
So
something.
it comes on up.
Yes,
Okay.
so I have two more of those little sections to go in. But I knew that if I
Oh.
finished,
Here it is, right here.
and I've actually put in a little more now,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that if I finished through those bottom four, doggone it, why does it keep getting caught? Those bottom four and did the swirls around them, that I would hit my 500. So it was one full tree plus the very top of this one, about half dozen rows, and then this made 500. I know that this little bird is 89 stitches because I counted one of them.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when you look at that, do you think that's 89 stitches? Because I don't.
No, and I know that's why people think that, you know, you're not doing much work.
Because you get, I mean, this is
Yeah.
what, just like an inch.
Yeah, you know, and
It's like an inch
it
square.
looks like it might be, I don't know, 30, 40 stitches, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And, you know, anyway, I love this piece though, and it will
is
be
a very
fun.
pretty piece.
So,
And
my
you
little
don't have it-
sampler in the
You
corner.
started on the right.
I did.
okay.
and I am finishing this bottom page.
Okay. And then are you going to go up and do the rest of the motifs? Or are you gonna put in
Probably,
the alpha?
because I think I'll go fast on the alphabet. And I have that huge motif next.
Oh, I see the M now. I was reading that as L-I-D.
I may go a little over just to finish the motifs, because I'm pretty sure this page cuts off. It has this one, but then here's the other motif by the Z, and I'll have to pick up this one.
To start there. So.
Yeah. And then the pages, these are all the bottom pages. And then the top pages, this is the end, and this is the one next to it. So see, there are my birds.
Yeah.
So I would have this whole huge motif to get through.
He is big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 plus 9, and he goes into the 10th one.
9 and a half. Wow. And that's just, so it's probably
Almost 1,000 stitches.
round. Yeah.
So that big motif in the middle. And I'm using an overdyed floss from Silk Floss from Carrie's Creations. And Carrie is lovely to work with. I've said this before. She's lovely to work with. I have messaged her, and she has helped work out what to send me. I oftentimes will buy her. It's like her practice stuff, what she tries out, and then decides she's not going to do. That's the end of that one. And then I needed something
it's not full.
Something that scares you. Well, there's a big old spider on this, and it's scary. So this is Halloween from Alessandra Adelaide. Can you see that? Doggone, that doesn't want it. There we go. And I really, really like this. Nancy and I saw this at a retreat a few years ago, and it was done on black, like what they have there. Mine comes complete with lots of cat fur.
Yeah.
And
specialty fiber.
yeah, I have been working, I only had this spider in and his little string up part way. So this week I have put in a big chunk. Do you want to hold that side, and then I'll tap the screen for this dark stuff. There we go. I put in a bunch of web this week, and I haven't even put the vertical bars in them, but I've hit 500 stitches with those. Now, 500 stitches looks like way more on here because they're all single.
Yeah.
And they're not clumped together.
Yeah.
So it took a lot to get there. And no pattern, huh? And I'm using some Planet Earth silks on this. And I've been using, they're turned over. This one is Vapor, and the other one, the orange one, is Smolder. So I have Vapor and Smolder. Love those names. And they are beautiful, and oh wow, we're real washed out. There we
Yeah,
go.
because the sun is.
And they are lovely, lovely. Well, I had it open to get the dark. They are lovely, lovely to work with. I'm just using one strand at a time, but I love the intensity
really
of the
pretty.
color. And I mean, I think this looks real taupe-ish, and on here, it's definitely
It's
a
bright
white. So that is that one. And I need to get in for monthly homework. I can redo one, and I'm going to get 500 more stitches in on this. And this one has been kind of a booger to count, just because, you know, you're going all the way across and everything. But when I finish, so look at that, when I finish the spider web down here, then I get to do all of this swirly stuff, and then I get the fun color, but then I have all of this at the top. This may be a long-term project.
Yeah.
So, and I'm doing this on 32 count French lilac from Picture This Plus.
That skull's going to be fun to stitch too.
Yeah. This fabric though is, look at that. I know you can see through it some there, but dang, it is pretty
beautiful
fabric.
fabric.
I just love it. Of course, what's my favorite color? We all know that. Purple. Blue with some red in it, yep. That's it. So that's all my whips, and plans are, I don't make plans until homework comes out. That's what plans are.
Which I know is hard for you.
I do.
Because you like to plan.
Yeah, I can kind of plan like my monthly extra credit stuff.
Oh, hi, big guy.
My monthly extra credit stuff. I can look and see what I have going, and I have taken pictures of things and put in there so that I know what I want to work on for them, and that helps me. Do you see it's on both sides?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just wanted, there was something on the pattern and I thought it was her name.
Oh.
But wasn't sure.
But that's it for our whips and plans. So retreat news, we've had a few more inquiries. So we're getting a few more stitchers added, which
Yay!
is exciting for us. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we've thought of something that we want to do.
We've been paying attention to other retreats and what people say they like.
As I joke myself,
we're both froggy. Yeah.
You want to do a needle minder exchange?
And
We do.
I think we'll do it kind of informally, that you
Yeah. If you want to do it, you know, just bring some needle minders from your stash or whatever that you like, that are still nice shape, and you just, you know, you really don't want to keep them anymore. You want to share them with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just informally
exchange
take them
things
to different
Now,
people in exchange.
I think Nancy has bought some things to make some needle minders, so she's going to have a whole bunch that are alike, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to come up with something really quirky, which kind of suits me. And I'll get my husband to fix those for me, and then we'll make needle minders out of them. So I have a fun little needle minder I'll be giving out. So anybody who gets one from me will get the same thing. So if everybody there wants a needle minder from me, I should have enough. And Nancy
And me
should
too.
too. So, and we've kind of planned it that way. But you absolutely do not have to go out and buy anything. If you're somebody who's crafty and you want to make needle minders, you go for it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we
Those would be lovely, fun.
We just thought we would do it, and it wasn't, I mean, it was an easy thing to do.
Yeah. So, you know, when to get that to you early enough.
So that you could do it. Bless you. One more, right?
Well, it's supposed to, but.
Hey, I heard an interesting trick. Do you know that if you press your tongue to the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, you can stop a sneeze? I've tried it. It works. It's interesting because you kind of go, and we also wanted to remind you about the Smalls Exchange. So perfect that Nancy brought this out and showed her things. Something to say about...
Nobody is getting this one, though.
Something to say about this ribbon is that Nancy really looked at it, and I think part of the reason you added it is because there was just too much white space, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you look here, of course my designing's here. This is where my pink fabric started, way over here. So, because when I was stitching it, it looked like I had more fabric over here on the edge, but of course when I fill it to the brim, it kind of rolls around the edge, then it left all this space.
KJ's getting in my stitching bag.
So, you know, don't be afraid to use your trims. I love the hearts.
Yes.
But this kind of broke that big space then and just added an extra pretty on.
And didn't you buy that specifically for that piece?
I did. And then Jamie and I lucked on the beautiful heart trim. And then I have another trim that I used for a retreat piece that I did earlier in the year. I got two big old bolts of the lace for like 50 cents a piece. It was ridiculous.
That's about where I've been in the book, the Harry Potter book that we're reading.
Oh, really?
They're doing the ridiculous.
So this is probably my favorite pincushion that I've done.
Is that because it's the newest one?
No.
Because you have some really pretty ones.
I do have some really pretty ones. I really want that one that I gave away.
So, otherwise, retreat news, we are just working to try and get everything ready for you guys so that we'll be ready in 104 days.
Woo, that's going to go so fast.
It really is. That's just over 3 months.
Yes.
Oh, hey, we're almost to April. Watch the April Fools.
Yeah.
But until then, she's Nancy.
She's Laura.
And we are the
The
Addicted
Addicted
Sisters.
Sisters.
Have a great week.
Bye.